Hello, dear friends. Today we've come back to the Tagi Voish restaurant in Philadelphia. And today Chef Fazlidin will share with us the secrets of preparing such specific kebabs as Napoleon and Roulette. Today, Chef Fazlidin will share the secret of making Roulette and Napoleon Kebabs with us. For Napoleon Kebabs and Roulette, we need to slice the meat into thin layers like this using a special machine. And the fat should also be sliced into equally thin layers. We'll also need spices. Here's a mixture of salt, pepper, cumin, and coriander. Everything is already prepared and mixed. Where should we start, Chef Fazlidin? With the roulette? And so we decided to start with the roulette. To make roulette, we lay out the first layer with meat. On top of the meat, we lay out layers of fat like this. Now, trim off the excess. As for these trimmed leftover pieces, you can fold them like this. Sprinkle spices on top of all this. Carefully wrap it all into a roulette. We ended up with such a sausage-like shape. After preparing the sausage, it should be slightly frozen to make it easier to slice later on, because cutting fresh meat can be challenging and it might fall apart. Now let's move on to making Napoleon kebabs right away. We also lay out layers of meat and fat for this one. Why is this kebab called Napoleon? Because it was invented by Bonaparte Napoleon? But that's not true. I doubt Napoleon knew about such a kebab. It could also be said that French soldiers during military operations prepared such kebabs for themselves, but I think they hardly had the time for that. I think it's more likely that Napoleon kebabs are named after the Napoleon cake, which is also prepared in layers. Most likely, in honor of this Napoleon cake, the kebab was also named Napoleon. But that's just my opinion. It's entirely possible that I was wrong. So after the first layer of meat and fat, we sprinkle everything with spices. Then we place the next layer of meat and fat. We continue making several more layers in this way. Now we have 9 layers of meat and fat. And now we cover the top with a final layer of meat, and our meat pie is ready. Next, we trim the edges. And it turns out to be a meat pie like this. Now it's time to put the preparations in the freezer so the meat can firm up. Afterward, we can slice it and skewer it onto skewers. The meat preparations will stay in the freezer for an hour and a half. Now that our meat has frozen slightly, we can proceed to slice it and immediately thread it onto skewers. Our kebabs will be ready for grilling over charcoal. Here, Chef Fazlidin is slicing the roulette for us. The pieces are being cut to about 1.5 centimeters in width. And now, the prepared roulette pieces can be threaded onto skewers. Wow, look at the beauty we've created. Such a layered roulette. See, a layer of meat and fat, a layer of meat and fat. Our roulette kebab is ready. All that's left is to grill it and serve it at the table. Now let's cut the Napoleon kebab like this. Look at the Napoleon kebab we've made. It's amazing. Each layer stands out distinctly. When we grill the Napoleon kebab, the fat will melt slightly, making it a very juicy kebab. Napoleon is ready to go on the barbecue. And here we've placed our roulette and Napoleon on the grill. After a few seconds, look at how the fat drips from the pieces. Wow, look at the beautiful color the meat is turning, and what an amazing aroma. When will technology learn to transmit not only video, but also sense? A little time has passed, and we flip the meat again to ensure that all sides are evenly cooked. We'll flip the skewers one more time, and the kebabs are ready. Since the kebab is sliced in layers, it turns out to be very juicy, delicious, and tender. And of course, very aromatic. Let's flip them once more. Wow, what a beautiful sight the kebabs have now. The other side will also be brown, and the kebabs will be ready. Can you hear the sizzling sound of the fat dripping onto the coals? It adds even more aroma. And there you have it, dear friends, our Napoleon kebab and roulette, cooked to perfection. Just look at these mouth-watering delicacies. The layers of flavor and aroma in these dishes are truly unmatched. So if you want to savor the exquisite taste of these dishes and experience the culinary delights we have to offer, Make sure to visit us here at Tagi Voish in Philadelphia. We can't wait to welcome you and treat you to a memorable dining experience. For reservations and more information, please check the description box below or visit our website. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated with our latest culinary adventures. Thank you for joining us today in the kitchen, and until next time, happy grilling and bon appetit.